I'm gonna be a millionaire before I'm 25 years old. I'm 16 years old right now. I'm turning 17 in about a month. It is the 22nd of December 2025 and I am in school right now. But you might see that as like a really crazy statement or even an unrealistic statement, but I'm saying it with pure confidence and with pure full certainty. And behind this ambition for wanting to strive for that level of greatness, there's also a why behind it. And with every online entrepreneur, even entrepreneur in general out there, there's always a why behind why they're actually aiming for this level of pursuit in their life. And it doesn't even have anything to do with wanting to buy that Lambo. It doesn't even have anything to do with wanting to have the biggest mansion ever. But it comes down to such a deeper life purpose that us entrepreneurs have. And as I'm documenting my life, as I'm using this YouTube channel to document my journey, as I grow into that entrepreneur that I want to be able to share that purpose that keeps me going at all times, even when I'm stressed, even when I'm failing, and whatever it is. I have stood by this one why and this one purpose that has kept me going this whole time, and that why is also the thing that I'm choosing to stand by for the rest of my life and for the rest of my career. It comes down to a lot of reasons, and it comes down to a lot of things that I had personally experienced in my life, and it actually comes down to a lot of like little habits, right? And a lot of little mindset shifts from little moments that kind of alter your entire perception of reality and that cause you as an entrepreneur to want greater things. So I think first things first is that I had realized way too much at a very young age because I got too curious. When it was COVID, I was obviously stuck in my room. In fact, during COVID, I was in a hospital room for around 2 weeks. I was taking like 16 pills a day. It was atrocious, right? And throughout the moment, I was on the internet and I was, like scrolling on social media, and I started to see this digital world of entrepreneurs who are making money online. And it truly sparked my curiosity because I saw these young kids, 18-year-old kids, driving Lambos and living the life of their dreams. It was still that aspect of like lifestyle and richness that sparked that curiosity at first. But as I pursued that's when the deep purpose actually kind of developed along the way. And so I had seen that kind of life on the other side of the screen, and I told myself, this could be real. This is something that I actually want to do, and I got really, really, really curious. So that's when I actually started pursuing crypto. And back then I probably had around $200 from like Christmas and birthday money that I just started trading with. I was trading for around a year and a half, and I think the biggest mindset shift that I had, which completely alternated my perception of reality, is when there was one night where I had made $2,000 overnight from crypto, and I was 14 years old at the time. And you can see that amount as little or whatever, but for me, it's the fact that I was 14 years old and I was able to make more in one night than my mom makes in a month. And I'll get into that because being able to get to such an amount at such a young age also completely disregarded the advice that I had been told my whole life, and it made me realize that everything I've ever been told about building a good, successful, normal, stable life was a complete lie. And that's because I've been told my whole life that I should go to university, that I should get a stable job, that I should, save for retirement, buy a house or whatever. But my mom, who was doing that her whole life, who got a master's degree, who worked so hard to get a good job, and who now actually works from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., she makes in a month what I had made in a day at 14 years old. And I'm not saying that with arrogance. I'm not trying to say that with ego. I'm just saying that because it is the moment that completely alternated my perception of reality. I remember that night, I didn't even know, I didn't even know what was going on. I genuinely was just so desensitized to it because I realized that everything was just a lie. And I think that was the first moment that every entrepreneur goes through where they realize that money is fake or that money is a lie. And that was truly the first moment before a lot of other events happened, which completely changed my perception as well. I think the second thing, and this was more reoccurring, is the fact that, and it kind of goes back to the point that I made, which is the fact that even currently, I come home every single day from school. I have school from 8 to 5 p.m. every day, and I come back home after the gym around 7 p.m. to work on my business. So once I'm settled at home, I just go straight to my room and I work, right? But I probably spend around 30 minutes with my mom to have dinner, and even during dinner, she wouldn't even talk to me because she would have to continuously work. And that alone, just having to come back to that every single night, I would go back up to my room with such a spark of anger and fire within me that wanted to completely remove that. And I feel responsible for it, as much as, like, you know, parents don't want you to feel that way. They don't want you to get back to them. I know she told me she doesn't want me to get back to her, but I feel truly responsible for that because, and this might even sound crazy, but I truly believe that there's been a curse placed on every middle class family out there, and sometimes there will be that one kid and that one little girl perhaps that just wants to break it and give her parents the best life ever. Every single day that I come home, I see her tired, I see her exhausted, I see her completely drained of doing something that clearly doesn't serve her. And it's gotten to a point where I completely consider it as slave work. And it's just insane. Like, coming home to that gives me a level of anger and rage of wanting to just go back up and work so I can give her the best life ever. That's truly what it is. And even nowadays, like, I'm still running my own business. I'd have days where I'd make, you know, like 2,000-3,000 on a call, and even that alone, like, realizing that I don't even work that much to make that amount, I'm still able to make more at 16 years old, working a few hours a day, than my mom makes in a month with a master's degree, and I'm still in high school and I barely focus at school. That was another thing, and that's another event that made me realize that everything I've ever been told, it's a lie, that you absolutely do not need a master's degree, or you don't need any kind of degree, you don't even need a high school degree to find a level of success at a young age, or even in general in life. And coming down to sort of the third reason, which was a little bit recently, actually, once I've actually built my personal brand, I started connecting with other entrepreneurs, I found like a taste of success in my own business. I was able to connect with other entrepreneurs and think very logically. I've connected with 19-year-old entrepreneurs making 150K a month, 21-year-old entrepreneurs making 200K a month, connecting with 18-year-old entrepreneurs making 50K a month, and they're logically in the position that I want to be in, right? So I will always listen to them. I always invest in learning from people who are logically in the position that I want to be in, right? And it comes down to a point where I talk to these people and they tell me, you don't need a degree, you don't need to do this, you just need to focus on this, this, and this. And then I have people around me who are making minimum wage, who hate their life, who are drained every single day, trying to tell me that what I'm doing with life is a shame. Genuinely, I've had people come up to me and tell me the fact that I'm not going to university is a big shame, and that I should do it and that it's better for my life. Yet logically, that person is not in the position that I want to be with. And that even small moments made me realize that, like, people genuinely have no idea what's going on in the digital world. Like, the way that technology is advancing and giving this kind of opportunity to even young girls like me. And I've personally made it my mission to help other young girls realize the opportunity that is out there online, you know, and I'm still in the pursuit of it. I'm still growing, but I think I've already kind of tasted enough to understand that it's absolutely possible. You know, whatever level you want to get to. I know that personally, I've already guaranteed myself to never work a 9 to 5 because I did everything that people around me told me not to do. And that just speaks in and of itself. It just speaks the truth right there. Again, it's not ego, it's not arrogance, it's just overconfidence in a way, and knowing that logically you need to be listening to people who are in the position that you want to be in. And if somebody comes along your way and tries to tell you what to do with your life when they're logically not in the position that you want to be with, the truth is right there. And another deeper reason that kind of originates with all of this purpose, this ambition, and this drive is the fact that I also found God throughout this journey. And this was the first tattoo that I got, which says Soldier of God, and it represents the moments where I had nobody but God, right? And I truly think that throughout this journey of entrepreneurship, the only thing that I had was God. Through these moments, through those nights where I would bawl my eyes out, where I would fail, where I would struggle so much, and those nights that nobody sees, God was the only thing that I had in my life, and the only thing that actually understood me and gave me hope and faith. And throughout that journey of also finding God within the journey of me trying to pursue entrepreneurship, I also understood that I have one life, not two, not three, one, and I could lose it at any moment. I could get to 80 if I'm lucky. I could die tomorrow. Whatever it is, life is so short. And on the other hand, life is also so beautiful. I haven't even lived at all, but I think I've gotten a taste of what that life can be like. I've gotten a taste of understanding what life is behind hard work and what life is behind this pain that you need to go through as an entrepreneur, and how incredible it is. It's the fact that God has created such a beautiful world out there for us humans to explore and live in and thrive in and grow in. And that if you are not somebody who has money and who has systems that bring you freedom, you will never be able to experience that life. And that's why I kind of go back to the fact that like money isn't even about the Lambos. It's not even about like having the biggest mansion. Obviously those things are nice, but it's about the fact that you have one life. And as an entrepreneur, I want to make the most out of this one life, and not the normal life where I have a stable, cool, safe life where I'm working in like an office 9 to 5. It's the fact that I want to have the greatest life ever, and that I want my life to look like an absolute movie, like an incredible movie with the most insane story and with the most insane reality ever. Because entrepreneurship is truly a story. It is truly a journey where you need to conquer yourself as an individual. It's not even about getting to that life and finding success, or even like getting to that life where you have freedom, where you can travel and where you can see the beauty of the world that God has created for us to see. But it's also about conquering yourself and conquering yourself mentally and going through that journey of just such mental resilience to be able to get to that goal. Because the one quote that I had learned and that has truly had the most impact on me as an entrepreneur is the fact that whatever it is that you want in life, it's not even about like doing the actions that are required, and obviously that's important, but it's about becoming the version of yourself who's able to get that. I know, for example, like the version of myself 1 year ago would never be able to handle what I have now. And that's because it's not even just about getting to that point, but it's about developing yourself as an individual to be able to deserve that. So the amount of mental toughness that you need to go through as an entrepreneur, the moments that nobody sees, all these painful, miserable and draining moments that you need to handle as an entrepreneur, nobody else sees. But that's what makes you deserving of all the goals that you want, and that's what will make me deserving of the goal that I have set out for myself. So that's sort of what I wanted to share with this video. It's just to really show you like the why behind my ambition. So yeah, it rang right now. I need to go back to class, but that is truly what this is about. That's truly what this journey is about, and that is truly what lies behind this ambition that I have for myself. So anyway, I'm gonna go. This is truly just to document my journey along the way, and I'm gonna keep pursuing. I'm gonna keep working as always. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.